This video is brought to you by Asus Tough Gaming Series. Get tough, game tough. Check out the link in the video description for more info. Hello again and welcome back to This Week in PC Gaming News with me, Mr. Toffee. Here I will share the latest in PC gaming news for the week of 29th July. Before we start, just want to let you know that we have fresh new gameplay of Roll7's awesome skating game, Rollerdrome. Go check out a hands-on preview on the link in the descriptions below. What's the game about? Think Jet Set Radio, but with guns. And that's one shot for the game's Malaysian/UK senior UI UX designer. With that said, let's get right to the news. Valorant Esports is the talk of the town right now with its second international just wrapping up in Copenhagen. FunPlus Phoenix has hoisted the trophy as they toppled the Southeast Asian powerhouse that is Paper Rex in a nail-biting best-of-5 grand finals, bringing the series all the way to the final map and prevailing 3-2. KKP did daily coverage of the event, which you can check out over on our site. Leading up to VCT Champions, you can be darn sure that we'll be covering the Asia Pacific Last Chance qualifiers in these coming days. The Warner Brothers developed 2D platformer fighting game Multiverses may just be the ticket to bringing the genre further into the mainstream. The Brawler title, which is still in open beta mind you, has a recorded peak concurrent player count of 100,000 users via records on SteamDB. That's great news for everyone, or at least for those living in countries that can play the game on PC. Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Thailand are barred from playing the open beta as we speak, since there are no official SCA servers made as of yet. And don't bother using VPNs to play the game. Warner Brothers is hot on the case and will ban anyone outside of the US, Europe, and other allowed countries from playing the game.
I just want to be loved!
EA unveiled its last ever FIFA game earlier this week, FIFA 23, which will feature women's club teams for the first time ever, and the Qatar World Cup and Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand in post-launch updates. What it won't feature, however, are Russian teams, as Electronic Arts have confirmed that the Russian national team and Russian club teams will not be included. EA said in a statement emailed to PC Gamer that in line with our partners at FIFA and UEFA, EA Sports will not include the Russian national team or Russian clubs in FIFA 23. And speaking of more EA stuff, the same company that made fun of single-player games earlier this month might be creating a single-player open-world game in the Marvel Universe. The company is reportedly making a Black Panther game, according to journalist Jeff Grubb on the Giant Bomb podcast. The game is very likely being made by a new EA studio helmed by ex-Monolith Productions boss Kevin Stephens. The alleged Black Panther game is in early development, a single-player game, and starts with T'Challa being dead. This means players will take on challenges to becoming the next Black Panther. The game's codename is Project Rainier, which is a name taken from Seattle's Mount Rainier, where the new EA studio is. In any case, it's high time we get a new single-player open-world superhero game that isn't like Marvel's Avengers, because Lord knows this new generation of gaming needs another infamous or prototype follow-up. Just think of all the cool vibranium-based tech the new Black Panther gets to play with in a giant attack Wakanda or other Marvel locations sandbox. Now I know at this point GTA 6 has become a bit of a meme. We're always asking the question, will it ever come? Well, a couple of months back we found out that GTA 6 was indeed in development. For you GTA fans out there, we've got even more info for you. Bloomberg recently came out with a report delving into some information about the game, claiming it began development sometime in 2014 and is at least 2 years away. The other tidbits? Bloomberg claims that Grand Theft Auto 6 will take place in the version of Miami and features a female playable character, the first time ever for the series. The game's single-player map will be updated over time with new missions and cities added on a regular basis post-launch. This may mean less crunch during the game's final months. On the flip side, GTA 6 will feature more interior locations than past GTA titles. Why the changes, you ask? Well, it has a lot to do with Rockstar's cultural overhaul after reports of Red Dead Redemption 2's 100-hour work weeks were out in public. So basically, GTA 6 will be out in either 2024 or 2025, according to various sources. At the very least, there'll at least be an official reveal and announcement next year. Fingers crossed. And now, our top picks for PC gaming this week. Let's talk about Bale or Jail. Having just released on 21st July as a joint venture between Freestyle Inc. and Konami, the game's only US 16, and it's an asymmetrical 3 versus 1 game of tag, where a single monster chases down 3 humans in order to secure them in a holding cell because that's what monsters do. It looks like a pretty fun, family-friendly, isometric take on Dead by Daylight. And while the concept is simple, each team's special abilities complicate things a tad. Next up, we have Hellpie, a 3D platformer filled with toilet humor. Party humor aside, the game definitely looks like a competent modern 3D platformer in the vein of A Hat in Time or the recent KO the Kangaroo revival, except hopefully less sucky. For US $22.49, you can expect vomit, gratuitous, cartoon violence, nudity, and some running and jumping too, I guess. Next up, we have River City Saga: Three Kingdoms. A bit pricier than the ones mentioned so far at US $30, this retro-style beat-em-up is loosely based on the 14th century Chinese novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But don't expect a blow-by-blow retelling of that age-old classic. No siree! River City Saga inherits the comedic tone of earlier River City games, like River City Girls, while adding some RPG elements and quite a bit of freedom when it comes to your playstyle. Adding character advancement and a complex narrative to a beat-em-up might sound dangerous, but the pixel art style itself is charming, and if nothing else, the music will keep you hooked. Last but not least, we have Hazel Sky, a narrative-driven adventure game about Shane, a young man sent to a distant island to train up as an engineer. If he fails to qualify as an engineer, he'll be banished from his homeland, which seems pretty harsh, but it makes grim sense in this video game context. You see, Shane's home is on a floating airborne island, so he will have to use his engineering smarts to get back. On paper, it sounds quite miserable, but Hazel Sky is shooting for something more meditative, as Shane struggles with his desire to pursue more personal goals in the face of an understandable fear of never returning home. So why not give it a shot for US $22.49? I know I will. And that is it for our weekly PC Gaming Roundup, where we bring you the best news and game picks for the Master Race platform, be it desktops or laptops. If you like more videos like these, do subscribe to our YouTube page and smash that notification button like how the River City Kunio-kun gang smash skulls. We post new content every week. Bye for now, and keep your gaming real. Real PC!
Oh yeah!